There is a article and then a video that I also want to show, but this is out of South Africa and what's going on there. And I think I sent this article to you as well, Zoya, but this is out of Africa News. It says public sector workers protest and demand wage increase. And so it's not just in Europe. This is also happening in Africa as well. And this is also deeply important to take this into consideration that this is becoming a worldwide phenomenon. So South Africa's largest public sector workers union continued to protest outside various hospitals across the country on Monday. The protest, including union members in health and education, has run into a second week with heavy law enforcement to monitor the rallies. Says the National Education, Health, and Allied Workers Union is demanding a 10% wage increase, while the government has offered 4.7. Protesters have vowed to intensify their union until their demands are met. Members of the South African Defense Force were also deployed to the Tel Mogoeng Regional Hospital in Vaslui to the east of Johannesburg. According to the military, medical personnel were deployed to several public hospitals to mitigate the consequences of a strike that the government says has caused several deaths. So they are really going hard on this protest, and it's really some people are literally passing away, and it's kind of like it's getting intense out there, Zoya. I'm telling you.
Oh, with the cost of living here is becoming outrageous.
Hmm.
Uh, and right now, even in England, there's nurses strikes, there's teacher strikes, there's doctor strikes. Some of them have already been settled with them getting their demands. Right now, the teachers in Southern California are voting on a strike. If they're not going to get their demands, and it looks like they're not going to, they're going to go on strike here as well. So we really just don't get the strike coverage that we deserve.
Hmm.
But there are a lot of strikes happening worldwide.
Yeah.
Another fun thing I wanted to point out with this teacher strike. So I got a phone call, I believe, on Thursday, and I'm a teacher myself. I'm not
Hmm.
with the union, but my friends are, and they don't know that they're calling me for a general survey, and they're like, "Hi, we're calling for a survey on the teacher strike. Do you support it?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." "Do you support the teachers getting a pay raise?" I'm like, "Yes." "Do you support them getting a pay raise even though they already got a pay raise?" "Yes." "Do you support them getting a pay raise even though it's going to make your taxes go up?" "Yes."
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, just to be clear, their pay should be doubled.
Yeah.
um, but they kept asking me all of these misleading questions that if I was uninformed, that I would, definitely pause. They're like, "Well, did you know that they already got a pay increase of this much, and this is going to impact you negatively?" They kept skewing the questions so that I answer no, so that I go against labor, so that I'm against strikes. And then they asked me, "Do you have kids enrolled in the district?" I said yes, just so they take me more seriously.
Hmm.
And then they go, "Well, what if your children are going to have to stay home in order for the teachers to go on strike, inconveniencing you and preventing you from going to work?" Like I'm like, are you you serious? Like, is this the question? And this is the kind of survey results that they're later going to publish, right? They're going to say that out of 10,000 polled, blah blah people oppose the teacher strike. But it's like
Yeah.
they're asking every single possible question in such a misleading way.
Hmm.
And so that's just kind of a segue, but I wanted to share that experience with you guys to show you how they manufacture consent and
Yeah.
misinform the public.
Yeah. And later in this article, it says last week strikers blocked access to various hospitals, preventing patients from getting to them. And it says Joe Faela said that the military is also helping secure access to hospitals. And so they're making it seem like that the strikes are going to be, detrimental to the lives of people, when in reality, it's all, the system is being detrimental to the lives of people already. And the thing is that, they're going to use, the strikes as a cudgel to say, well, look, they're making your lives more difficult. And the thing is that our lives are already difficult by these industries. The thing is, we're trying to make them less difficult by actually suppressing uh, the money that's coming in to these corporate dictators so that so we can bring them to heel and say, no, this is what we want. And there's a video that I want to share also as well. Let me get, there we go. All right. So, and by the way, guys, make sure to like the stream as well. Thank you so very much for watching. And if you haven't subscribed, then please make sure to subscribe as well. All right, let's go. This is out. This is also the video for Africa News. Public sector workers protest demand wage increase. Sorry, that didn't look. They don't look like a bunch of dangerous people. They just look like people who they want their they want their living wage and they want to be able to thrive in their own country. That's what it looks like to me. I saw somebody say something earlier. You see, Bill Costa says workers have to vote.
Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, we've been beating this horse to death. I don't know if Bill watches Revolutionary Blackout regularly. I suggest a few other episodes, perhaps. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, the system is rigged. I say that as someone who votes because, why not take all our shots? But we're not going to vote our way out of oppression. We're not going to vote our way out of lobbyists writing the laws that Congress doesn't even read before it passes. We are in a rigged system. The DNC is a private corporation which selects its candidates. They've admitted in open court that they can pick whoever they want. So how is your vote even impacting anything? Now that's on a national level. Locally, yes, locally you can do a lot more. You can exercise a lot more power. You can pass ordinances.
Oh, I think Bill, I'm sorry. It was a two-part statement. I think he said that I guess the workers have to vote as far as their for their to break the strike or whatever. I think that's what you're talking about.
Oh, maybe. So, and I actually posted a link in the chat about which strikes went into negotiation.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Bill. Sorry. I thought you were talking about electoral voting. I'm sorry.
Well, that needed to be said anyway.
So, and furthermore, oh man. So there's consensus. Oh yeah. Okay. Thanks for union members vote. Okay, I got you. Sorry,
Thanks,
Bill.
Bill. Sorry. But you forced us to bring up a very legitimate point, right? That we can't vote our way out.
You both brought up very good, legitimate points. It's just he was going this way and you were going that way. But you guys were both in the right direction. So
I
that's
got
what
triggered. I got triggered.
Stay in, Bill. Stay in. Keep watching. Okay. But yeah, so so it's going on there. There's also another one that's going on in there's going on in Germany. This one is about public sector strikes in Germany as well. It says warning strikes in Germany's public sector. There's something wrong with the system itself. It says many tens of thousands of public sector workers took part in warning strikes in Germany last week. What they all have in common is anger over a provocative offer from the federal and municipal governments that would mean a massive cut in real wages. At the same time, there's growing dissatisfaction with the service sector union Verdi, which wants to avoid joint effective industrial action taking place at all costs. And this goes to the point that Verdi is a union where the leaders of the union are really fighting against their rank and file, basically to make it so that they don't cause strikes because they don't want the strikes to actually happen, even though it would be better for the workers to actually strike to get what they want. And so this is talking about what's going on in Germany, and so this is why it is important for workers to have solidarity amongst each other, despite union bosses, despite union leaders, because your union boss and your union leaders, they may say one thing while you're saying another, and this is why you have to hold them to account as well, and sometimes even go against the wishes of union leaders and strike amongst yourselves. And so this is why it's very important, and we see this going on in Germany as well.
And these are people with health care.
Yeah.
What is it going to take, Americans?
Yeah. That's a great point.